And we are live here with the Concord Outlaws podcast. And today we have a very special show. First, let me introduce all my guests. First, we got the phenomenal K-Dog. Next, we got, he's the host of Markout Mania. Next, we have the host of Carolina Revival, the phenomenal C Nation. Next, we got.
Way to cough your way into that.
Next, we got for the first time ever live, Ben Bolt.
Just not in living color.
Yeah, he don't have a
voice. Hi, by the way, it's me, Ben. I'm a Sabaton guy, apparently.
And then, for the first time in the big group, but already he's been on a couple podcasts on the show, we have our newest member, Jake the Snake Brock.
What's up? Y'all get to see my beautiful face today. No beautiful face today.
All
He's
right.
gonna be the guy that sounds like a robot the whole time, but that's okay.
And I think James is having some technical difficulties. We'll let him come back in when he fixes that.
Special guest, Ginger.
Yeah. So today we're going to do the first ever Concord Outlaws. It's sort of like a debate. I'm going to moderate it, so you really won't hear most of my opinions. Oh, look, you came back.
Two of them.
James, welcome back. So only ground rules for this debate is one, just keep it. You can like cuss, but don't go overboard. Anything else is fine. No hold. Yeah, pretty much. Everything else is no holds barred. So here's the topic. We know the 6 competitors in the Money in the Bank, the men's Money in the Bank. Nakamura, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin. My question to all of you is one to debate and to talk who you guys think will win and why. And that's going to take up most of the show. Other than that, we'll have a few things at the end, a few announcements. So right now, whoever wants to start the debate, I'll only stop you guys if things go crazy. I'm here just to moderate. I'll leave you guys the floor to debate. Whoever wants to start.
Nobody will go once. I'll go since.
All right, Cody, you can start it.
Since nobody else wants to talk.
Sorry, I was had to mute myself because I was typing.
So, if y'all can see the shrine behind me, I'm not sure whether or not you have a guess on who I think may win. A hint would be the name starts with A. So, I believe it'll be Das Phenomenal Uno, Alan Jones Styles. Reason being, I am the biggest mark for AJ Styles, and I host a show called Markout Mania. How apropos is that? So I think that AJ's kind of in a little bind right now. Ever since Elimination Chamber, where he's not really been in a main event scene in a way. He was with Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, and just kind of little things here and there. He's been losing a couple matches recently, Ziggler and then Jinder, I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So this would be a good way to kind of bolster him back into a main event picture. I think that him becoming Money in the Bank winner, he doesn't have to cash it in anytime soon. It doesn't have to be at Money in the Bank. It doesn't have to be at SmackDown. It could be any time, any place, anywhere, just like the terms are stated. So I could see AJ becoming the first person to host Draft Special, being the first person to cash it in on a SmackDown Live. Yes, Money in the Bank briefcase has been cashed in on a SmackDown, but I don't believe it's been on a live edition of SmackDown. So that would be pretty interesting to see that. And what better way to become a 2-time world champion than cashing in Money in the Bank? So, and I think it would give him a little bit more relevance in WWE, being a world champion, being a one-on-one at WrestleMania, being a Money in the Bank briefcase winner. I think it would just go into the flow. It'd be phenomenal, shall we say, if you won Money in the Bank.
All right. We'll move on to the next opinion. I'll ask. I'll go ahead and just pick. James, go ahead. Tell who you think is going to win Money in the Bank.
I think that the winner will be Owen. I know he is the U.S. champion, but the WWE story writers have shown in the past that it really doesn't matter about how many titles you have. They will have the world title and the U.S. title. Cena's done it. A couple other people have done it in the past couple of years. And honestly, Kevin Owens, when he wins it, it's not to say that he'll cash in right away. So he can hold on to it, and if he eventually does drop the U.S. title, which I assume he will soon, it would bolster him to keep him relevant, so he's not stuck in the mid card after he loses the match. They already have. They could use with Dolphin. Nakamura can continue their rivalry. AJ is kind of stuck without anything, so you'll have to find something for him. And Baron Corbin, I mean, you can stick him. Kevin Owens for the U.S. title. And then you can give Baron Corbin a U.S. title before you give him a world title.
All right. Okay, we'll move on to Jacob. Who do you think's gonna win the Money in the Bank?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Baron Corbin. Reason being, he's been pushed a little bit, but it's been, I don't know, it's kind of that mid card kind of. We've seen him get pushed with the IC title, which I think he should have won at WrestleMania against Dean Ambrose. But I really think it's going to be Baron Corbin just because of the way Vince McMahon likes the big, tall guys. I mean, it's a proven fact that he does like big guys. If he does win, he's going to cash it in that night. If it's him or Nakamura, that's what I'm going out on a limb and saying it's either going to be one of them two. If they win, they're going to cash it in that night. I think Jinder Mahal is going to drop the title that night. Or if Randy Orton wins it back, somebody's going to drop the title no matter what. And it's going to be one of those two, but I think it's going to be Baron Corbin. That's my thought on that. So.
All right, going out on a limb there. And then we'll finally end off predictions with Ben. Go ahead and give who you think's going to win.
Oh, it's a tough one. I'm leaning towards AJ just because, reason being, I don't think Zayn or Owens is going to get it. Owens just recently had a Universal title run and he's still a U.S. champion run, and Zayn is kind of just underappreciated. He just kind of I don't know. I don't think Corbin's quite there yet. I mean, yeah, I understand Jacob's opinion there. It's like Vince does like his big guys, but I just don't think quite. I don't think he's going to do it. And I'm stuck between Dolph and AJ because I don't think Nakamura's been here long enough. I don't think he's got. I mean, and the crowd knows him. He gets a great reaction, but I just don't think Vince has enough faith in him just yet. After just one feud, already give him Money in the Bank, put him in the main event scene with the title. But so that's why it's down to AJ and Dolph, because Dolph actually, I've liked his run as a heel, and I think he's done pretty good, and the crowd reacts to him. But AJ, though, you just can't deny that reaction he gets, even when he even if he just appears like on the Titantron just for a promo, he still gets a good pop, and you can't deny that. So I think it's like Vince almost his hands forced. He's got to give it back, throw AJ in a title mix there somehow, just to please the crowd again, because no one wanted to see him lose it to begin with. And so there you go. That's why I think it should be AJ, or AJ. I think will win.
My man, there you go.
All right, so seems like we got one for Corbin, one for Owens, two for AJ, and so we're gonna focus on those three. And I'm gonna ask us questions on those. Real quick, I'm gonna say I agree with Ben that to me, and this is not sounding biased. It's gonna sound biased, but it's not. To me, Dolph should win.
Bias.
To me, but like I said, it's not supposed to be biased. But to me, Dolph should win. One, he's picked up wins over AJ Styles, and over a lot of other competitors. Nakamura, to me, again, not trying to be biased, but he hasn't proven enough to me in outside of NXT, and I wish the best for him, but I don't think he should be pushed this early. But back to sort of asking questions. James said Kevin Owens. Now I want to hear everyone else's take on why Kevin Owens should not win the match, or doesn't make sense to put Kevin Owens as the Money in the Bank winner, being the United States champion, when it looks to me that his Face of America gimmick is going to last at least a little bit longer.
Who wants to go first? I'll go first. I got a reason.
There you go. Go ahead. Speak up.
I think Owens, because he is still the U.S. champ, and I like his Face of America gimmick, and I think that's going to go all the way to SummerSlam. I don't think he's going to hold the title necessarily to SummerSlam, but I think his journey with the title and around it will last till SummerSlam, whether he loses it in the next few months or at SummerSlam. But I think, because if say he loses it to somebody, then I think that feud with whoever he loses it to is going to go all the way till SummerSlam, get resolved to SummerSlam, and that will kill the gimmick there, and he'll just move on next feud, whatever. So, and also too, he did just have a few months ago had the Universal title. Not a few months ago, but you know what I mean, like up before Goldberg came in and all that stuff. So that's why it's like, I think kind of like what Randall said, I think the feud, the Face of America thing is going to last a little bit longer. So I don't think he has really a need to be the Mr. Money in the Bank unless they have plans for him to lose the title and then just kind of drop it, like have a quick rematch like the next day or next 2 nights on SmackDown, whatever, or next SmackDown or whatever. He would, lose his rematch and then he'd be Mr. Money in the Bank. But I think that I think his gimmick, his Face of America, is going to go all the way to SummerSlam to one extent or another.
Yeah, I can see the Face of America thing going all the way to SummerSlam. Maybe a little bit longer after that. I don't think it'll be too much longer after SummerSlam. I don't know if, memory serves me correct, I don't think that there's been a champion of something and won Money in the Bank. I don't think there's been an IC champion who's won Money in the Bank or a US champion, tag champion. I don't think. And you have to file the memory bank all the way back to 2005 at 21 where this thing first started. But I don't remember there being an IC or US or tag team champion, something like that, that has won Money in the Bank. My thing is, I feel like that's too much of a push. I don't think that out of all 6 guys, one of them who already has a belt should have something else like that. Would it make him look stronger and make him look more legit and stuff like that? Absolutely. I mean, you can't deny that if somebody wins a belt and wins Money in the Bank, that not only are they being pushed to the moon, but they've got basically a push after a push. And so that, I mean, I wouldn't like to see that. I wouldn't like to see somebody who just got a championship, not really just, but has a championship, lose it, and then basically win another title right back. To me, that doesn't make too much sense. I think that Owens is in a good spot as far as being one of the top guys on SmackDown. Basically, he has to be because his character and his personality wouldn't allow him to not be one of the top guys. So I can see him being U.S. champion for even longer than SummerSlam and do the Face of America gimmick. He could stay until Survivor Series or Royal Rumble. That may be pushing a little too much. That may be a little too long for that kind of gimmick. But at the same time, I think that he's in a good spot right now. I think that there's other guys that may not necessarily need this win at Money in the Bank. I think that there's a few guys who it would elevate them a lot. Ziggler, as much as I don't like him, winning Money in the Bank would surpass everything that he's been through the past year. Nakamura is too new to me. I love Nakamura ever since he came and debuted in NXT, even when he was in New Japan. I liked him, but it's too new, too fresh for him to even consider doing something like that. And then some of the other guys, Corbin, I can see doing something with that and maybe getting a good push out of that because not much came out of him winning the Battle Royal at 32. So I won't go into too much detail with every single buddy. But with Owens, I just don't like how a champion should deserve basically another push right after having won a championship, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And Jacob, your take on Kevin Owens winning, should he not? Is it a good idea?
I mean, no. I mean, like you all said, I mean, everybody hit around the head. I mean, he's got this gimmick going on right now that's phenomenal. I mean, it's great. And he should just keep on, with it. So, no, him having 2 championships, I mean, we've seen what Seth Rollins have both belts at the same time. But no, I don't think Kevin Owens should win it. I personally think he might get replaced with Rusev. That's my personal opinion. So, I mean, we got, 2 weeks before that happens, but I think Rusev might replace him in that match, or they might add him to the match. Either way, Kevin Owens won't win the Money in the Bank just because he's holding on to the U.S. title, making it relevant again, as I should say, kind of like John Cena did. No.
Well, this man was obviously reading my mind because that was going to be my next question on Kevin Owens. There's rumors that Rusev will come back and will actually take Kevin Owens' spot. And many will, if that's the case, many see him being pushed as the winner. What are all 4 of y'all's take on that? We can start one with James since he chose Owens, and then we can go from there. We'll start with James. If your prediction is Kevin Owens, how do you feel if Rusev takes this spot? What would that make you feel?
James died.
Seems like it. James, can you hear me?
Sorry, repeat that for me.
Okay.
James is zoned out, like of oblivious I've never seen before.
What's wrestling?
What is wrestling?
And this is what you get when you get a live podcast going on, guys. But the question was, the rumor has it, or there's things out there saying that Rusev is going to come take Kevin Owens' spot. We're going to start with you on your take. Your prediction is Kevin Owens. How do you feel if Rusev took his spot? And I think he died again, guys.
God damn.
All right, we're gonna move on to Cody real quick when he comes back. So, Cody, what would your thought be if Rusev did come and take Kevin Owens' spot?
I would love it. I would really like it, not just because of the fact of what I said about Owens and a champion should deserve a Money in the Bank. Only because of the fact that, man, Rusev has been, for lack of a better term, WWE's bitch the past few months. Just because he cut his hair unimproved, I don't think that's a reason why somebody should be off TV. Maybe it's a different look. Give him a different look. Let the crowd see how he looks without the long hair, and let's see if we even like it. I mean, I thought the Rusev, the character, wasn't going stale, but I felt like it needed something rejuvenating in a way, and a short hair would have been a great way to do that. Sometimes whenever you're changing characters or changing from a heel to a face, you'll notice things like that. Like Jericho, when he was face back in 2007, after being away for a year and a half, had his hair and had a long pants. When he went heel a year later or something like that, he had shorts. trunks instead of the long pants. Simple things like that can always change somebody's character and demeanor and get the crowd to like them more or less. So I think having a short hair, I don't know about turning him a heel or face, would be a catalyst for him cutting his hair, you know. But I mean, just trying something out, trying something new to see if it works. That's what I would have done. Implementing him into the Money in the Bank ladder match would be fantastic, and even if you won it, would be fantastic. I don't think Rusev has really been given much of a shot to be doing something great, and a lot of Europeans, in a way, I could say that. Sheamus has had really good success, but Cesaro's never really had much of anything besides an IC run and a U.S. belt and tag team belt. I think he needs to be in the main event spot, and is way overdue for that. Same with Rusev. I think he's a main event talent. I think he's done great with whatever WWE's given him. I think his matches with Cena in 2015 were fantastic. I think him and Reigns had a pretty good program back last year, in the fall of last year. I think they had a really good program. And anytime you get him and Lana together, it's wonderful. I compare Rusev and Lana to a Macho Man Elizabeth type thing. Just not, I don't know what the word is, maybe not as charismatic as they were in a way, but I would compare more of the NWO Elizabeth and Savage, of how she helps him win and helps him in anything, does his promos almost, but he can talk himself. So, and that would be a great way for him to rejuvenate his career if he won Money in the Bank. That would be really interesting to see him becoming a world champion. That would be very interesting to see.
Absolutely. Now that we got James back in here, your take on Kevin Owens being replaced by Rusev, if it happened?
I mean, if it happens, I mean, it is whatever it is. I don't want to see it happen. I've never been a Rusev fan. I don't see what a lot of other people see in him. And I think Kevin Owens would be
Kevin Owens
competitive. You take away from him.
All right, we're gonna kick him out. His Wi-Fi sucks. Eject him out of here.
Damn.
Delete. But we'll move on to Ben real quick. Rusev, I know, just being your friend and all, you were big on Rusev before he got kicked off TV and moved brands. So, what do you like if Rusev did take Owen's spot? I mean, I know you like his tank spot at 32. So,
Man, that's not rude right there. Anyway,
whoa, now don't get too emotional now. Calm down.
no, but yeah, you know, was originally a big Rusev fan because he back when I first got into this, it was him and Cena. Their feud was incredible, and same thing with the Rollins Orton feud, which also got me into wrestling. That was the main one, but the number 2 one was probably Cena Rusev. So I've always been a fan of him, and I've always disliked the fact that he's kind of just been relegated to like jobber status the last year, it seems like, because he's able to put on great matches. And of course, yeah, the whole tank spot back at 31 was amazing. So, but yeah, I would love it if he replaced KO, just because I feel like he's changing his character a little bit, or if he could kind of go away from the whole anti-America thing like what he had before, where he's the Russian, or in this case the Bulgarian nationalist. If he kind of just more turns into like more of a real brute, because like sticking to his roots and his nickname, the Bulgarian Brute, if you kind of just more book him more as just a really strong, a powerhouse like that, I think it would really, this would help him with that too, by coming in, winning the Money in the Bank match, or just being in it actually and doing good in it, I think would really elevate him, if you would. But I think I would love it if he replaced KO, because as we said before, KO, I just don't, he feels out of place being in it. So if he came in there, and maybe that could even set up the whole feud with the title, like what Jacob was saying earlier, kind of like maybe set up something like that. So yeah, I would definitely be all for it, because I am, of course, still a big Rusev fan.
Absolutely. So the next thing I want to go into, well, we don't have James, so really only person I'm asking this question to is Jacob. The other two picked AJ Styles to win. Being that as you didn't pick him, what is your case against AJ Styles? What makes him not win this match?
Well, I mean, let's like everybody said. I mean, he hasn't had really a main event match. I mean, WrestleMania, against Shane McMahon, but against me, I'm a huge AJ Styles fan. I just feel like right now, just ain't his time to win the Money in the Bank. Kind of, I think there's other feuds that he needs to do. I mean, of course, he's going to be in the main event picture by the time we get into probably SummerSlam, maybe Survivor Series. He will definitely be back in the title picture. I think it's time for somebody new to be in that title picture instead of just repeating it all the time, kind of like what Raw's doing. I guess in a sense, in a way, you don't want to see AJ in the main event all the time like Roman Reigns. You don't want to see that because eventually we're going to get tired of like why he's in the main event. But I think, to me personally, I think there's feuds out there right now on his own, but that's why I didn't pick him. I think I don't want to see him in the main event over and over and over again to the point where it's getting like Roman Reigns. And you know how WWE is with doing that to talent. So that's my reasoning. I think there's better feuds out there that he can do and just not win the Money in the Bank. Kind of because, personally, if you really think about it, he still has a rematch clause. To be technical, he still really has it. That's why I don't see him winning it.
Yes, he still does, and it seems though, bringing up the rematch clause, it seems to me as if either WWE is either getting rid of the whole idea of a rematch clause, or just forgetting about those superstars. My next question,
obsolete. That's what they're doing. Obsolete.
So my next question will be for all of you guys. But most of you have basically covered why you don't think Nakamura will win. And we've already covered Dolph Ziggler just a little bit. So there's one guy that we haven't really talked about who hasn't really been talking. That's Sami Zayn. So Ben sort of touched on it a little, but we'll go to him as well. I want to start with Cody, though. With as much as Sami Zayn has put into the company over the last 4 to 5 years, why has he not had his title match yet that I believe he deserves, and what keeps him from winning Money in the Bank?
That's almost like $1 million question, to be honest with you. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think I mentioned 5 out of the 6, and 6 out of the 7 if you want to factor in Rusev, and I didn't even mention Sami Zayn because I actually forgot that he was in that match. That's sad. That's bad. I think Sami is a world-class athlete. I think he's a world-class talent. Definitely brings a lot to not only SmackDown but the WWE. I really don't know what's holding him back. I think it's almost a Dolph Ziggler factor. I think I can compare it to more of a Ziggler type of thing, where Ziggler has an IC title run, and then within a month he doesn't have it, and he's put back into the whole losing skid type thing. I really don't know what it is that Sami doesn't have that kind of more push or more pull in doing something creative wise and doing something great for the company, whether it's winning a US belt or if it's winning a world title belt. I really don't want to see him and Owens have another long feud.
Yeah, no,
while it's always going to be good, it's so many times we've seen it in ROH with him and Owens, or Steen, El Generico and Steen, NXT, Owens and Zayn, and even up in the main roster on Raw, there was quite a lengthy battle between him and Owens. So, I don't know what it is really about Sami. If you really want to think about it to his perspective, Sami Zayn is one of the most influential international superstars on the roster. The dude speaks Arabic, he speaks French Canadian, and he speaks English. I don't know if he speaks another language, but if you really want to cover all sorts of continents and countries and international borders, Sami Zayn is basically your guy. I mean, he can do just about everything and speak, like I said, a couple languages. So I really don't know what it is. I think that maybe just the company doesn't have the full faith and trust that he can pull his own weight and showcase himself as a world champion. His NXT title run only lasted, I think, a month and a half.
Yeah.
If that. So, I mean, in 4 or 5 years, he's only had one world title run, and it was only a month and a half long. So that's severely overdue. I think WWE, especially with SmackDown, with giving people chances and the land of opportunity, Sami Zayn is one of those guys that when we set the draft back in July of last year, Sami Zayn needs to go to SmackDown, and he didn't. And it took until the shakeup post-Mania for him to finally be on SmackDown. So now that we finally have it, he's not yet in that little sublime picture of what do we do with Sami, what's going on here. I think Money in the Bank will be a true testament on whether or not Sami Zayn is trusted in the company, or if he's an afterthought and it's not going to be much to the product. So that's how I take it on it.
Absolutely. We'll move on. Same question to Jacob, and then we'll go to Ben after that.
I mean, it's kind of like what Cody said. I mean, nailed it right on the head. I mean, he gets pushed, and then he gets like back to that mid card. And I hate to say it, like a jobber. I mean, that's how I feel. Every time I watch him, it's like every match he's in. You can go to 32. He was in the ladder match for the IC belt. I thought he should have won it, but of course, we get Zack Ryder as the winner. I was there live for that, but I think he just hasn't shown enough. I think he's shown enough. I just don't think WWE has trust in him. Kind of like what Cody was going on. They just don't trust him enough, I think, to do a long title run or have a title run. Kind of reminds me of a Mick Foley. Really does. He kind of gets shoved it in there, and then you'll see him in some big time matches, and then right back down to like going against before Jinder Mahal won the title and was a big thing. You was seeing him wrestle Jinder Mahal, or like Heath Slater or somebody like that. Just putting names out there. I feel like that's what WWE does to him. They throw him in there in a big match and then throw him back out. They just toss him in and out. He's like a ragdoll to them. So I don't know. I think it's sad to seem like that. I think it's very sad because he has all the potential in the world. WWE, I think, does not have full trust in him, and I don't know why. I don't know what they don't see or they see that we don't, but it is what it is. So,
yeah, it is what it is. And Ben, your opinion on the whole Sami Zayn situation?
I'm in a similar boat as y'all, but I'm going to kind of do this more from a fan's perspective of how I view him to kind of change it up. I think, to me, I kind of like what y'all said. I just don't think the company has faith in him because he is one hell of a wrestler, and he's very underappreciated. But I think from a fan's perspective, or at least how I view him, I don't really see him as, like, legit. And I could be the only one here that thinks that. I just don't really view him as intimidating or someone that could maybe, be a main event guy. Although I love him too, just like y'all. Like, he's a hell of a wrestler. I love his moveset, everything he does. He's very charismatic. He's great on the mic. Although he just lacks this meanness to him. And maybe that could be the factor, is that why they don't see him as like the guy or legit enough to be at least a long enough reigning title of any title, really, like mainly the main belt. So, and I think that's another aspect too, is I think he needs at least one of the lesser titles first, like in this case it'd be the US, although of course we don't want to see, as y'all touched base on earlier, another Owens Zayn feud, because that would be very boring. Because like y'all said, we already had the trilogy, if you would, on the main roster. The third encounter between the two that was drawn out, dating all the way back to ROH and NXT. So I think right now, yeah, he's just in a tough spot. It's like you don't really know what to do him right now. But I don't really see him as a main event guy. Although I'd love to see him with a title. I know I'm contradicting myself here, but it's hard to explain. But I just don't think he's got that it factor yet. And
Now, I have a question regarding that. With the whole meanness and the whole that factor not doing anything, you blame that on WWE. You blame that on the creative team not really changing his character at all, really. Ever since he debuted, it's just been him being a flamboyant, very athletic, very charismatic person. He's never turned heel that I believe, I think. Maybe he's touched on a little bit, or maybe he showcased it here and there. But, I mean, that lack of intensity and toughness and intimidation you're talking about, that probably has to be blamed on the creative team for not trusting him once again.
And booking. And his booking's been shitty. Sorry, my language, but it's been really bad. Like, they use him as a guy that, like, it's almost like they're using him like an older veteran to put other guys over when he's way too young for that, and he's got way too much potential. But they're kind of, that's how also another thing I see him is I've noticed that I don't have like exact matches or written down. I probably should write this stuff down, but it seems like they've used it to introduce a new face or a newer guy or something to get excitement going, but he loses. He always loses. He's like putting over the other guy for that instance or for that show. So it seems like, yeah, it's misuse is probably another thing there, another aspect.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. So I don't remember the name of the article or the site. I saw that on but I was reading an article basically on who the odds are to win and for each of the competitors, and Sami Zayn and both Dolph Ziggler were 0 to none, and they said that it's because they're in the match to basically take bumps, basically take all the dangerous ladder stunts. You guys agree that's why they're in the match, and that's only why they're in the match? Because I mean, in the past, Ziggler has been in Money in the Banks before. He's won one of them, but all the other ones, and I think we can add Dean Ambrose in this as well. He's been in there just to take these bumps that's all he's there for.
Oh yeah, I agree. Because I think the three guys you just named with Dolph, Sammy, and Dean, they're arguably, in my opinion, the three best sellers in the WWE. And I think that's why you would have them as the bump takers, if you would, as the big spot receivers, for the big moves and everything. They're going to take it, but because, boy, can they sell it. They make it believable. So I 100% agree with you on that.
What was the question? You said something about an article and overselling and people being in the match for selling. What was it? Was there?
Okay, so basically, there really wasn't a question. It was basically, do you agree with the article that's basically said that Sami Zayn and Dolph Ziggler weren't in the match to win the match, but basically just to take the bumps because, like Ben said, they are the best sellers.
I mean, hell, you could put AJ Styles in there too. I mean, the dude sells wonderfully as well. I think if you really think about it, Sammy, Ziggler, AJ, even Nakamura, 4 out of the 6 really are incredible sellers. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with the article. I think it does add dynamic to it that, no matter what, when there's a ladder spot, is going to be really good because one or more of those people are going to be involved with it, and then it's going to sell and it's going to look fantastic. So yeah, I can see it. I don't think, though, that's on purpose for just that, because as of right now, the 6 guys that are in it, even if you include Rusev, if it's 7 guys or if he replaces, those are the top guys on SmackDown. So why wouldn't you have them in a ladder match? I don't think it has to do necessarily with, okay, these guys can sell the best and sell the most. I think it's, okay, we have 6 of the main event guys, the biggest main event guys on SmackDown. They all draw. They all are basically over to a certain extent. So, I mean, I think that's really the decision that, okay, these are the best 6 guys we've got. Let's put them in a ladder match. And it just so happens a couple of them are really good at selling.
I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, like you said, it's like everybody said. I mean, they're in it. I think it's for, the main spots with the ladders and all that. I mean, and it's really showed me, I guess, like I said earlier, when we went back to WrestleMania 32 in the ladder match for the IC belt, Sami Zayn had pretty much all the high spots in that match. And was great at it, and I think that's one of the reasons why they put him in there. And same with Ziggler. You look at it, Dolph Ziggler oversells, I think, in my opinion. So it's kind of like he does that Shawn Michaels-esque, but oversells it. If you get what I'm saying, it's kind of. It's bad. I mean, I'm personally not a Ziggler fan. I will go out on record and say that.
No, I'm kidding.
No. I mean, I'm not a Ziggler fan. It's just I've never been one. I guess from the whole Spirit Squad thing, how can you take the cheerleader gimmick and then move? I mean, the only greatest thing he's had was cashing in the Money in the Bank on Alberto Del Rio. I mean, that's my personal opinion on Ziggler. I loved it when it happened. And it was like, finally, it's time, he's going to get this push, and all of a sudden it just goes nowhere with it. So, I don't know. I just think he's in there just for the spots, just like Sami Zayn is, just to do the big. So, like I said, I mean, WWE has a lot to do with it. I think they buried Ziggler to a point. And I feel like that's what they're doing with Sami Zayn. I think they're just burying him. He's just going to be a mid-card jobber type-esque guy in WWE. And that's bad. I think that's horrible. But kind of like, what Vince said. I mean, he just doesn't, to me, he kind of doesn't have that it factor, I guess, from my standpoint either. He just don't have that Sami Zayn. But so,
Absolutely. So that was a great sort of debate for the first hour. For the next couple, I would guess 20, 30 minutes. We got, Tuesday on SmackDown was finally revealed that we will have a women's Money in the Bank. And so figuring this is a debate on who would win the men's, I figured we'd include the ladies. I wish we had women on live to put their perspective on the match and how big it is for women's wrestling. Well,
in that case, you just need to bring James back into the group.
Just kidding.
But
Savage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But so we'll go into that, and I'll put my my opinions in this as well while asking questions. It is a big match. So I guess we're going again with predictions on who we think will win. I'll start, and then y'all can just pick whoever goes next. To me, I've never liked Charlotte, but in terms of, because I've always been Sasha Banks or Bayley, and so that was her big feuds on Raw, Sasha Banks and Bayley, and so I've never really liked Charlotte. And I felt she used her dad, and she got over quickly because of her dad. But she's done well by herself now. Ric Flair out of the picture, she's been able to carry herself, and I've really started to come to like her. And I felt she should have been the first one to win a title on both brands before Alexa, because I think she's carried the women's division for so long. So to me, Charlotte has to win this match. I like Becky, but Becky's had her time.
Bastard.
Becky's had her time on top. And to me, I think this would be a perfect story. Charlotte, to me, has always been better as a heel. I don't really care for her as a face. And I would like to see her win this match so that she can turn back heel and turn on Naomi. So I guess we'll start with
Start with Ben.
We'll start with Ben. That was what I was going to say. We'll start with Ben.
I was formulating an answer while you were asking it. I got 3 ladies that could win it of the 6, right?
Got choose one.
Yeah,
No.
choose.
I got my main answer, but I have like 2, one curveball, and then one.
Slider.
This could also be I guess you could say a backdoor slider. Anyway, my main answer, I think, and this is an unbiased thing, kind of like what Randall was doing earlier, but because y'all know I'm a huge Becky fan. She is my girl. She's bae. But I think, honestly, because she deserves to be back in that title picture, I think she's going to win it, because there's been hints of her going after the title here and there. At least I think there have. Like, maybe I'm illusioning things. I don't know. I could be. But I think it's going to be her. Although Charlotte, though, is a close second. I think it's going to come down to those two, maybe climbing the ladder back and forth, knock each other off, whatever. The big spots. But I think it's going to be Becky, just because she was the first SmackDown Women's Champion. I think she'll be the first. Well, she won't be the first multiple. Alexa was the first multiple, so I can't say that. But I think she'll become champion before Charlotte does, just because I think Charlotte can kind of build towards maybe continuing to fight for it, if that makes any sense. Kind of I'm new here. I don't think they want her to like throw it on her right away, because this will be like her like second. Like, say she wins the briefcase, it'd be like her second, like, I guess, opportunity. Because didn't she lose her first title match, or has she not been in one yet? Charlotte.
Yeah,
could be wrong.
She had that women's title match against Naomi. I think
Naomi, yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, so yeah, this would be your second.
Did she lose, or was it a DQ?
It was DQ.
That's what I thought.
Because the welcoming committee and all them sort of DQ'd the match.
Let's just scrap that idea of the welcoming committee. That's just a horrible
We're going to stay away from that.
That was a whole different angle. But yeah, I
we'll
think.
do Cody.
Can
Go
I
ahead,
can I do my curveball? I'll talk about my curveball now. I think my curveball, like, wild card answer, is going to be Carmella. And just because, she's cool and all, I think like they're cool with her. I think maybe because SmackDown has had a tendency to give unexpected people pushes, as we've seen recently. And they've been doing that kind of a lot ever since the brand split. So I think, and this is a big curveball, I think maybe something crazy is going to happen, like Ellsworth's going to get involved, and he's going to climb the ladder and get it for her in a way, and that'd be a big curveball. But hey, you know what? You heard it here first if it happens. Okay. All right. Next.
Absolutely. We'll do Cody last, since we always ask him first. So Jake, your pick on who wins the women's Money in the Bank?
I said yesterday, Carmella. She's going to win it. I think one of the reasons is I think she was supposed to win it at WrestleMania this past year. I think is what they had, and they strapped it. But I think this time around she gets it, kind of like what Ben just said. I see Ellsworth, the joke of wrestling, get up there and if not get knocked down, and then she finds a way just to crawl back up. She'll kind of hide outside the ring. That's kind of how I feel like she's going to win it. She'll kind of get, beat up in the very beginning, like the first 5-10 minutes. She'll get pushed aside. They'll all climb the ladder, just, like normal. And then she'll just be that oddball that comes out of nowhere and wins the damn thing. So I think I'm going to go with Carmella. I think she deserves to win it, honestly. Be somebody different than Becky and Charlotte. I mean, it's just somebody different, and I like that. I like to see somebody different going after a belt than I would like a Charlotte or a Becky Lynch. And nothing, I have nothing wrong with Charlotte or Becky Lynch because they're probably the two of the best three on SmackDown. So I just want to go Carmella though. That's my curveball.
Absolutely, Cody, your opinion on this?
Boy, now I know what it feels like to go last because everybody steals your answers.
Yeah, they do.
I go back to what Ben said a little while ago about it, saying how when you're in a match like this, the odds-on favorite are going to be Becky or Charlotte because they're the two most experienced, besides Natalya. They're the two most dominant, and you expect them to win. So I think as a creative writer, you have to go in a different direction because even if it makes sense for one of them to win, it doesn't because they've had so many opportunities and chances simply because, they deserve it because they're so good. But how else is anybody else supposed to get a chance and do something with it if you just keep pushing the same people over and over again? I agree with Carmella trying to win and possibly winning, and Ellsworth getting involved and stuff like that. I'm going to go in a different direction. I think I can see Natalya winning. Reason being is because, yes, Natalya is a veteran of the whole group. Yes, she's had plenty of title runs. She's been pushed quite a bit. The past few years have really just been nothing for her. And she's one of the best technicians in the women's division. She's one of the better wrestlers in the women's division. I can go back to NXT when her and Charlotte had a masterful match for the NXT Women's title. So I think this could be a chance to rejuvenate her career in a way, to say, listen, I've been shoved and pushed over for far too long, and I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna go out there and I'm going to grab that briefcase and I'm gonna cash it in and become a SmackDown Women's Champion. I think that Natalya has been overlooked and will continue to be overlooked, even though she's the veteran of the group. I think that would be a severe curveball, thinking that Natalya winning it could be something. I think that it would be overdue for her because, like I said, she's been overlooked and overachieved, or not overachieved, underachieved for far too long, and especially after what happened with her husband, Tyson Kidd. I think that'd be a really good swan song for her. But I'm sure she doesn't have too much left. So I think that'd be a really good story in a way, to have somebody really different like Natalya, who years past we would have probably said it was the forefront of winning a match or whatever. Now she's really in the back seat. I mean, all the way in the back seat, probably on the bed of a truck if you want to go that far. So I think that would really cool to see if Natalya won it.
Absolutely. After this match was sort of announced, two women who weren't announced in the match went to Twitter to sort of post their frustration. First was Lana, who said, Shane McMahon, can I join the match? And the second one was Nia Jax, basically saying, look at how I wish I was on SmackDown where they use all their women every week. So I'll ask Ben first. Respond to these tweets, your thoughts on both of them, and would you like to see Lana in this match?
I saw the few of the pages on Facebook post about that too, and I was kind of surprised, but at the same time not surprised, because I understand Nia Jax's frustration that it seems like it's just a couple few girls are always in the spotlight on Raw. So I understand. I feel for her there. We all know how the other founding member of this group, who is unable to join us today, but we all know how he feels about her, and he could care less. But I feel for her. I do like how SmackDown, always at least has TV time for all the women, no matter what. So I can understand her frustration. And as for Lana, that'd be interesting. That'd be like a surprise entrant, if you would, into it, because she has yet to wrestle on main roster TV. I know she's done some stuff in NXT. She's been doing live events in NXT. I don't know if she's done anything on NXT TV, because unfortunately I don't watch NXT as much as I should, but she has been doing a lot of house shows for NXT. So we know that her skills are at least good enough that they trust her to go wrestle a lot of shows. So if she was put in it, I would be okay with that. I don't think she'd win it, because obviously she's still very green probably, and she has had no wrestling related main roster TV time. So I think the only main roster TV time she had was at WrestleMania 32 pre-show, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's literally one 11-minute, 15-minute match. So I don't think she would win it, but if she was put in it, that would add an extra element of swerve, if you would, because you never know. WWE, like what Cody was saying with Natalya, might throw that out of nowhere 12-6 curveball from Clayton Kershaw and just swerve us. Swing and miss. Holy crap, no one saw it coming. So that would be an extra element that is welcome to it. I would welcome it.
All right. Same question to you, Cody. How do you first respond to Nia's tweet, and then as well about Lana?
So, while I still believe Raw's women division is better than SmackDown at this point in time,
at least talent-wise, right?
Yes, talent-wise. I can see her frustration. I mean, really the only women they're using on Raw is Alicia Fox, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Alexa. And Alicia and Sasha are only because they're in some kind of ridiculous, horrible love romance with cruiserweights. But I mean, whatever.
Hey, no one watches 205, but you know.
Whatever floats your boat. Whatever creative feels like is wonderful.
Hey Cody, it's it's supposed to be Sasha and Cedric together, right? But Cedric's hurt. But
yeah, exactly. It don't matter. Either way,
So we got Rick Swan.
Yeah. I think Nia has a legitimate argument. She was a dominant stable on the women's division up until WrestleMania. Then it seems like after WrestleMania, she just fell off the face of the earth. So I don't know what the creative decision is behind that. I don't know. I mean, you got 4 women right there: Bayley, Sasha, Alexa, and Nia Jax that are in there. Alicia Fox is not that bad of a talent, so you got 5 women right there that are. And Dana has been on at all. I don't remember the last time she was on Raw.
All of our hidden favorite girl.
Yeah,
Emma as well. So
Emma. I mean, she made her debut the night after WrestleMania, and where has she been since? Hell, at Extreme Rules, you could have had a Fatal 4-Way or a Fatal 5-Way or a 6 elimination match just with all 6 of them at Extreme Rules, or a kendo stick on a pole or whatever.
All right, Vince Russo.
Yeah. I love the fact that WWE went with the Vince Russo idea of on a pole match, so that's fantastic.
Judy Bagwell. Sorry.
Judy Bagwell. No, that was Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
Oh, my bad.
No,
I had to do it in a Canyon voice because of the way he said it. A Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. So, at least it's not Viagra on a pole match. We haven't gotten that bad yet.
Oh, jeez.
Or a pinata on a pole match. Anyways, I do find it funny though that they put the shortest woman in WWE on a pole match, so she has to go up and reach for something, and she probably has to jump up to get it because she's so short. But whatever works. Like I said, I don't understand though the talent-wise of how much talent you have on a show that you can't utilize them all. In a 3-hour show, you got enough males that are dominating that show, and we're slowly starting to fall back into the sublime of what happened before the women's revolution, of where they're getting very little TV time, and if it is, it's only 2 main people, and then the other 2 are just thrown in there for to enhance a storyline, like Sasha and Alicia. So I can understand Nia's frustration. I agree with her. As far as Lana, I would severely question WWE's creative decision if they put her into that match. She is nowhere near ready for main roster yet, and putting her into a pretty dangerous spot-filled ladder match, I think, would just be detrimental to her development and to her in-ring talent. I think she's at a very good point in where she's at right now. I know she's dedicated to doing stuff in ring and enhancing her character and stuff like that. That's great. Doing stuff on the NXT house shows and some of the NXT live events and stuff like that. That's awesome. Good for her. Putting her as a surprise entrant in a way into that ladder match, I think, would just be a very undermining decision by creative, because, like I said, if you put somebody that's not that yet fully developed into a ring, if she hasn't even been on an NXT taping or a takeover, why in the world would you put her on a pay-per-view that's that dangerous of a match? So that's just my opinion on that.
All right, and we'll end this topic off with, or this question off with Jacob. Your thoughts on both of these women's tweets?
I mean, Jack has a valid point. I mean, just like everybody has said, these women get lost in the shuffle. I mean, you have Bayley, and then you have Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. It's nonstop over and over and over again. And I mean, she's right. She should be pissed. I mean, I would be on the creative side of Raw. Now, me going to Lana real quick, it's bad to put her in a match. Now, you want to hear Botchamania chants all night long during that match? You might guess.
There you go.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, WWE, put her in there and we'll get some botches, or she'll really get hurt. She could actually damn well get hurt. And I don't think it's right for her to be in that match, especially in a type of match like that with ladders and everything else, because by God, she has a family and she will get hurt. So I just think, everybody's already touched up on the Nia thing, and I agree with their single, opinion on it. And same with Lana. I just think that's dangerous with ladders, and her not even having an actual, match on the main roster, except for, like y'all said, 32. She's been on NXT. She's doing live events, but we've not seen her on TV. So why should you bring her on TV, especially in a Money in the Bank match that's really important, and then have her somehow get hurt, kind of like an Emma situation? So, I just think it's bad. Don't put her in it because she'll get hurt. That's just my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah.
I respect that.
I feel she will draw. Absolutely, she will draw. She has the sex appeal everyone has.
Of course.
But I feel like everyone, like Cody and like Jacob has said, to me she's still green, and I don't want another Eva Marie situation where Eva Marie.
Oh my God.
where Eva Marie, she had the sex appeal, but she was green as green could go.
AF.
Greener than grass, my friend.
Yeah, and so if she could work on her talent, and from what I hear, what I read, she's getting better every day. But I do like the prospect of a surprise entrance, and many speculate maybe them calling up an NXT person. So my next question would be, each one of you, if you've watched NXT, I don't know if you guys do, which we're assuming it won't be Asuka since Asuka's the champion. I'm assuming it won't be Ember Moon since Ember Moon, storyline wise, if you haven't watched it, I don't want to spoil it, but she's not actually injured. She's back doing tapings, but she was hurt, but it's not that long. But so again, we're assuming it's not Ember Moon. So taking those two out, is there a diva, or not a diva? Sorry, wrong use of words. Is there a woman on the NXT roster that is deserving of a surprise entrance in Money in the Bank? And we'll start with Jacob on this one.
I mean, I don't watch a lot of NXT. Shame on me. But, I mean, if I had to put somebody in there, I would put Asuka in it. I mean, she was supposed to be one of the special guests or, like, special entrants at WrestleMania, and they never used her. So I think Asuka would be a great addition to the ladder match. In my opinion, I think they should bring her up. Let her drop the belt. I know she's broke Goldberg's record of the undefeated streak and stuff like that. I think she's accomplished everything in NXT that she can accomplish. I think it's time for her to be called up to the main roster. It's long overdue. So I think I put Asuka in it myself, anyways. Even with the few she's going on in NXT, and Balor and stuff like that. I mean, it's not like she can't go back and then she'll end up losing a title and probably have a rematch, and then she'll lose it again, and she'll come up to the main roster, and then she'll have her farewell match in NXT. But I think Money in the Bank should be a good spot for her. I think Asuka will be one of those that will be a special guest or a special entrant. I could see her. I hope it is. I really do. I really hope it's her. And it's long overdue. Very long overdue.
Absolutely. We'll move on over to Ben. Again, I know you don't watch NXT much, but is there a diva or a woman? Sorry, I've been playing WWE 2K17, and they still say diva all the time, and it gets on my nerves.
It's women wrestling, not divas.
You son of a bitch.
Is there a woman on the NXT roster to you, Ben, that you think is deserving of a surprise entrance?
I'm in the same boat as Jacob. It's unfortunate I don't watch enough NXT. I need to get around to that because it's not like I don't have time. I honestly would have to agree with Jacob again and go with Asuka. He, to me, is the only one that makes sense. I mean, Ember Moon, of course, is phenomenal, and Ruby Riott, and what's the other girl? The girl part of Sanity. I forgot her name.
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross. Yeah, they're really good, and they were fun to watch. What little bit I've seen of them, but to me, like kind of like Jacob hit the nail right there on the head. Like there's no more Asuka can do in NXT. She's got a streak going, and she's been a very long reigning champion, a very good champion, and now it's time for her to get moved up. And I think it's hard to do though, how to keep a streak though, and drop the title at the same time. Which I mean, I think you'd probably just do some kind of like maybe some vacate the title. Storyline, I guess, where she just says, all right, peace out, I'm moving on, here, have a belt kind of deal. But I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing to do. But I'd have to go with Asuka though, or do some kind of dual champion thing. Say she gets entered and somehow wins the Money in the Bank, women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and then runs with some kind of like and wins the title, or just something, like I'd have to go with her though. Like that's the only one to me that makes sense. So that's
absolutely. Cody, your take on this? The only one that makes sense, or is there someone else you think?
I would like to see Nikki Cross or Peyton Royce do something like that. That'd be kind of cool. I think my thing is in any match I watch, and I'm not one that reads much spoilers or dirt sheets or anything like that. I try to just watch the product for the enjoyment of it and to be thoroughly entertained and surprised if something cool happens.
Same here.
To me, if you put Asuka in that match, yeah, there could be a surprise if she wins it. As a fan, I'm going to go, she's already a champion and she hasn't dropped her belt. I don't see her winning this. Why even put her in it? I would rather have somebody that is a sure shock type value, and you go, man, that'd be interesting as hell as if she won the match. Then that's not to say Asuka couldn't do I think it was Ben or Jake, I don't remember. Somebody said it, that they could be either a dual champion or she can hold a Money in the Bank while she's a women's champion. It's happened before. Paige won both titles at once, I believe, a couple years back. So, I mean, it could happen, and it'd be a really cool dynamic to see Asuka in that match. It would really help legitimize it truly, fully. But at the same time, like I said, I would like to see somebody else that doesn't have a championship that could come up, and or even somebody, heck, you can even have something on it. To me, this would be really interesting is if somebody from the Raw brand was so fed up and literally just showed up at the pay-per-view. And if they interviewed her after the match and say, well, it's because I was pissed off that I wasn't being used. So I'm going to go, yeah. I'm going to go make myself, I was going to make myself useful somewhere else, like an Emma. That'd be a fantastic way to kind of make her even more of a real good character. Like you said, Dana Brooke could be one too, and Nia Jax could definitely be one too.
We would mark the hell out if that happened.
Yeah, that would be amazing if that happened. I mean, I can only imagine the reaction of the crowd may be one thing, but the reaction from the IWC would be like, "Holy hell!" The fact that somebody just literally showed up. Not sure they'd be like, "Why did creative put her over there and this and that?" But it's like, dude, she literally just said, "F this, I'm going over there," and if you don't like it, deal with it. That's how I look at it. So that'd be really cool. Interesting if that happened.
Absolutely. I like those ideas. I'm like Cody though. I'm in the same boat where if Asuka wins, if Asuka's still the champion, which she will be at Money in the Bank, if she goes in, to me, I'd see no point. I'd automatically write her off. And to me, that'd be a wasted debut. For someone who's done so much, someone they've protected for so long. So to me, I'm like Cody. I really would like to see. There's 3 people I think that would be ultimate shocks just to see in that match. And storyline, they're not being used in NXT, and that's Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, or Liv Morgan. Now, Liv Morgan isn't as green, but if Carmella does win, let's say she does win, Liv Morgan to me is the sort of opposite of Carmella. She's the same character, but a heel or a face of that character. So I think that'd be an interesting sort of like show off. They're both from New Jersey and New York, that area. So, but Peyton Royce to me has nothing else left to do. She's sort of like Alexa Bliss, where she's stuck mid card, but she's talented enough to to go do what she does. Same with Billie Kay. And I think NXT wise, we have too many women down there to where people like Mandy Rose or Aaliyah and Liv Morgan, they all can't be used. And so I think it's time to move some more up, even if they are stuck fighting. And I think SmackDown's the best place. I would like to see Nia Jax or we got like 9 women on Raw's roster that are talented enough to hold the belt. And so I would like to see a couple of them maybe enter the match, or one of them or two of them surprise entrances. But I think we will get a surprise entrance for the Women's Money in the Bank match. And that's basically all we have planned. I'll give each one of you guys like 2 to 3 minutes to either to promote whatever you want to promote or final words. And we'll start with Ben first. I know you don't got much to promote, but your final words for Money in the Bank, Extreme Rules, whatever you want to say.
I'm looking forward to it. Just like any pay-per-view, there's always an element of mystery of what could happen, and normally the match quality is always a little bit better too. They normally try to put on, at least that's what I thought I noticed, is always try to put on a little bit better show, and it's fun too, just hanging out with the guys because we always get our viewing party together. So. Other than that, I just like to wait and see what happens, see if any of our predictions come true, and just kind of like that. I'm more of just a wait and see kind of guy. I don't like when it comes to these final whole thought things. I just like to look forward to the event. So, sorry.
Absolutely, no, you're fine. You're no fun, man. No, I'm kidding. We'll go to we'll save Cody for last because I know he has a lot to promote.
Oh.
But Jacob, anything your show or whatever, give us whatever you got, your final thought.
Well, I'm excited for Extreme Rules this weekend. Be the first pay-per-view I've watched I guess in the last 2 pay-per-views I've not watched live. So I'm kind of excited to actually watch one live this time. So that'll be fun to do. We can't wait to see what happens. Hopefully, it's not a 3-hour snooze fest that I'll sit here and regret, like, oh man, this is horrible. Hopefully it's they put on a good product, but it's Raw and their writers, and we'll see what they do. Money in the Bank, we still got 2 weeks left, so got that build up. So I can't wait to see the build up for that match, and especially the women's match. Just want to plug something real quick. Going to do my first episode of Ringside Mania. Here pretty soon. Got to get Sean Phoenix, who is a indie wrestler. I got to find out his schedule probably sometime either today or tomorrow to probably sit down with him next week and do maybe like a 30-minute to a 45-minute interview with him. Guy's only been wrestling for a year. So also, if you want to follow me on Facebook, just type in Jacob Brock, or you should find me on Jacob Brock, Bristol, Tennessee. And also follow me on Instagram, AceBoogieJake. So that's all I've got. But like I said, hopefully I can get Sean Phoenix on. It'd be a good interview. The guy's only been wrestling for a year in the independents. He's from Pittsburgh. So he's a big Penguins fan. So I don't know how this is going to do right now with him watching the Pens and the Preds. Of course, I'm rooting for my home state here with the Preds. So I don't know. Hopefully, I can get him on. If the Pens win, we might make a little bet or something. Might message him about that. So we'll see. Hopefully, I got a lot of good things coming on. I'm going to have a couple of my friends I'm going to do some interviews with. Plus, going to a lot of indie shows. So just keep in mind that at any time I can, add me on Snapchat or Facebook. You'll see all the indie events I'm going to, and you just can't wait, man. Excited for what wrestling is going to be doing these next couple weeks. It's just exciting, I guess. But to me, watching it live for like the past pay-per-views, it's going to be different. It's going to be weird. It's going to be very weird. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Now we'll go to the phenomenal K-Dog real quick. Your plugs on what you got to do.
So, definitely got some exciting things going on for everybody here. I'm really excited for this whole group and for everybody individually for promoting everything and doing everything on their own, and just branching out and reaching out to a whole sort of audiences. So really excited for the whole group, but for myself personally, got a new episode numero dos for Markout Mania here on the Concord Outlaws Wrestling Podcast. I got a special guest this week again. I didn't think I was going to have one, but hey, things happen. And got my friend William Christian Carter, Will the Thrill, I like to call him, living down in Dirty Myrtle Beach. He is going to be on the show this week, just kind of discussing more of the Raw review. Kind of touch up on SmackDown a little bit, and definitely previewing Extreme Rules this Sunday. Maybe give a little predictions here and there on matches I could appear to. But go into kind of a more full detail of Raw. Will went to Raw this past Monday in Greenville, sat behind where JoJo sits for the announcing, so that's pretty cool. Really jealous of him about that, but we'll share his experience and that kind of cool stuff on this week's episode of Markout Mania. Hopefully that'll be up Friday night into early Saturday morning.
You're gonna keep it less than 30 minutes, right? No.
No. Won't be Sorry. It won't be 2.5 hours. I will promise you that. Maybe an hour,
Jesus.
hour 15, stuff like that. Anything less than 2.5 hours, I think, it's a success.
Absolutely.
We'll
work on it. We'll work on it.
Yeah, that'll be up on Friday night or Saturday morning, whichever one. I can get that uploaded here, but definitely check out that episode coming up here in a couple days.
Absolutely, and then I'll end the show just promoting the Phenomenal Show Off Live. I try to do it every Monday or Tuesday. Depends on my schedule next week. But we will have another episode up soon. Don't know what on yet. We'll figure that out here soon. Hopefully, if I don't forget. But I want to thank everyone for doing this. And real quick, since James isn't here to promote this, I'll do it for him. His show, the Carolina Revival, he promoting on iTunes, so he's gonna be the first one on iTunes. Go check that out. Carolina Revivals, Carolina spelled with a K. But he was contacted by indie promotion in Florida, FEW. I don't know what it stands for, but FEW, and they wanted us to promote their Summer Showdown, which is Saturday, June 10th, 2017, includes former WWE wrestler Elijah Burke, former WWE superstar X-Pac, former WWE superstars, the Headbangers, and former, I think she's still on Impact, I don't know, ODB will be there. So if you're in the Florida area and you're watching this, or if you want to take a drive down to Florida, it's at Coral Springs High School in Coral Springs, Florida. Ringside tickets only $20, general admission $15. So I wish I could go, but I don't have
Can I try that promotion thing real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I just want to see if it works for me. So, check out James' show, The Carolina Revival, starts with a K. Follow us on Twitter at Concord Outlaws, capitalize the C and the O. I forgot to do this whenever you're promoting me. I apologize. You can follow me on Twitter at Cody Montanaro. It's like Montana with an R and O at the end. Capitalize the K and the M. Follow us at Concord Wrestling on YouTube and also on Facebook at Concord Wrestling. Facebook.com/Concord Outlaws Wrestling. Indie promotion, FEW Fighting Evolution Wrestling live Saturday night. June the 10th, 2017, at the Coral Springs High School, 7201 West Sample Road in Coral Springs, Florida, 33065. Like Mr. Show Up over there said, ringside seats $20. That is 20 buckaroos. Ring general admission $15. So yeah, spend the extra $5. Get your ringside seat. You want to touch the hands. You want to smell the sweat, and you want to feel the blood. Let's be real here. Kids and under 10 and under free, get in the show. Like I said, you got some awesome performers going on there. You got the former WWE superstar, current TNA announcer, the Pope, Elijah Burke. You got former WWE superstar, X-Pac. You've got the Headbangers, Mosh, Thrash. Maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. And then you got ODB. Summer Showdown number 2 happening, like we said, Coral Springs High School. You can follow them on Facebook at FEW Survive. And you can also go to the website summershowdown2.eventbrite, that's EVENT, B as in boy, RITE.com. And Facebook, like I said, Few Survive. FEW Survive.
All right, let me get a little shout out here real quick before you end this. I just forgot about this. My bad.
Go ahead.
So for people that's living here in the Bristol, Tennessee area, July 29th at the VFW, they are having Next Generation Wrestling is coming back to Bristol. It's going to do a thing for the VFW guys. They're going to have a show there. It goes to all the veterans. I don't know how much it costs yet. You can follow Lenny Stratton on Facebook or on Twitter. Also, if you want to watch the round 2 that I was at, which was Matt Cross versus Cody Rhodes, you can check that out on High Sports Network. I think if you have a Roku, you can check it out. It's $9.99 for the pay-per-view. Also, going to be going to the SCI tournament, which is in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is coming up August 4th through the 5th, I think. So for all my people in Tennessee or just anywhere around that's close to Chattanooga, I would highly suggest to go to that tournament. We got Joey Janela is going to be in that tournament. It's a 2-day tournament, which is going to be awesome. Right now, you can buy your tickets for $15, or you can buy $10 at the door. And then the next week, Next Generation Wrestling is going to go back to Newport, Tennessee for another tournament. I think it's an 8-man tournament for their World Heavyweight Championship, which is already Matt Cross is going to be in the show. So hopefully, I think they've only got 5 people that's like entered into this tournament. Hopefully, they get Leo Rush and maybe Joey Janela. So that would be good. So we just wanted to plug that for Next Generation Wrestling, which is a great promotion here in Tennessee. So just give them a check out. I mean, Joey Ryan's going to be back or August 13th. He's going to be back. So it's going to be a phenomenal show. Great show I went to 2 weeks ago on that Sunday. It was amazing. Matt Cross and Cody Rhodes. What an amazing match. Just simply amazing. So can't wait to figure out, plug those in. That's the next 3 indie events I will be going to unless I catch ROH in Concord.
That's right. You're going to be in Concord in
yes.
June, I believe, this month, or is it July?
Yes. I think it's, I don't remember when it is actually. We all might try to get together and go.
Absolutely.
Might try to get together and go. Be fun to do.
Let's see. Just want to check it out to see exactly when they're going to be coming. I just want to.
Yeah, so I'm doing the same thing real quick.
Let's see. They're going to be here July 29th. July 29th.
Hey, it's 2 days from my birthday.
Oh, look at you go.
You can buy me a birthday present, Cody.
Yeah, lol. You thought.
All right.
I'll take you to it, but I ain't buying the ticket.
All right, that's fine.
Free guess.
So yeah, I want to thank everyone for joining us. James, for the 3 minutes he was on the show. Thank you. Make sure we'll make sure everything when we're on next time that internet and everything is working before we get started. It's been a great show, good hour and a half show. I want to thank all of y'all for watching. Share this post or this video. Share our Facebook page, as Cody already called out. As you can see on the flag there, if I turn the camera, Facebook.com. God, I'm bad at this. Facebook.com/Concord Outlaws Wrestling. Cody, you're plugging next time, and this is where we're going to end. This is where we're going to end the Concord Outlaws podcast.
Take a look at my dog. Good night, Canada.
Just before he ends, Warriors in 6. Just going to throw that out there. Warriors in 6. Warriors in 6.
Warriors in 6. I agree with that prediction, and we'll leave that off. And thank y'all for watching.